Hey everyone, welcome to the Vietnamese Coffee Shop. I'm your host Jimmy,
And I'm Carter.
coming to you live from the Bay Area.
Hope everybody's doing well.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
We have a special show for you today. I mean, we're gonna talk about some more depressing shit, and
We gotta watch the shit.
yeah, You know what? Like I was thinking about. Remember how I told you we're gonna have the F jar?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. In the meantime, we still gotta practice on that. We're gonna work on it. But here's the thing, right? Just keep in mind that it's going to take some practice, and for every, you know what, penalty is this: $3 every single time you cuss for the editor, whoever's editing the video, whether it's me, Luis, or whoever it is, right?
All right.
Yeah, unless you want to do it, it's up to you. You can drop as much f bombs you want. But the last time, man, it was stressful. Like I was sitting there and just muting everything, and we dropped at least, I don't know, 100 times
Yeah.
last
yeah,
time. It's
yeah.
a bad habit. We need to kick that.
Yep. We do. We gotta get it right.
So it's been a while since we tuned in with you guys. It's been raining a lot since last time, so we had to cancel a couple of our shoots.
Episode 2. We here.
Yeah.
So,
I forgot. I need to give you something. This is a gift from my daughter.
Okay.
Lana made this for you.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta
oop,
put that
ugly.
on.
Yeah. Cool.
It's got a nice little
Nice
pink butterfly, purple butterfly on it.
Nice little bling to it. You know. Yeah.
And I got a gift for you myself right here. You see the shirt right here? Read it.
Support. Guarantee United States citizenship for 50,000. Okay.
I made these a couple years back when I was doing the printing company.
All right.
I never even sold any of them. As a matter of fact, I just wanted to get rid of them. But hey, I don't know how many subscribers we got so far. But hey, I want to say thank you for all the subscribers. I actually didn't look into it, but I got a couple of these shirts, limited edition. Okay, so I want to give incentive for whoever it is that wants to one of these shirts. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, and the first, what was it, 100? 100 subscribers. We're gonna pick one lucky winner, because I only got a couple. Right, I never sold any of these shirts yet. Well, I don't even know if I'm planning to, but this shirt was made for a bachelor party. You know, do you guys know what the male bride order is it? I don't know what you call it. So in Asia, it's a little gag gift, right? And you can zoom into that, right? It's an inside joke, but you know that the arranged marriage and they pay you $50,000 back then. So now it's inflation, so I need to make a new edition with 100,000 now. 50,000 ain't gonna pay nothing no more, you know. But that's the old model. But yeah, the first 100 subscribers, we'll send it to one lucky winner. So how's that sound? Sound good?
I don't know. We kind of exposing too much game right now.
What you mean too much game? Oh, that's nothing though. That's just for fun, man. It ain't nothing serious. It's just for fun. Yeah.
I feel you. All right.
Yeah.
Right on. I
Oh yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Cheers.
Lana,
You
cheers. to
size what size? Size
whoever-
large or XL?
Whoever got their coffee, you know, just take a sip, chill out for a
Last
minute.
time everybody was saying,
It's a
"Hey, why don't you
large.
drink any coffee?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were sitting there for like 3 hours before we realized that all the coffee was getting melted and stuff. We didn't want to sip it anymore.
Yeah.
But cheers. Episode 2.
Episode 2. Here we go.
Mm.
About to get a little bit more deeper into depression.
Yeah, man. Since the last time we shot, right? There was a famous celebrity. What's his name? Twitch. Yes, he had just passed. What, a couple days after we.
Probably a week.
A week?
I think, maybe something like
Right.
that.
I didn't really look into it that much. Do you know anything about it?
Man.
It was shocking to the world, apparently, right?
Yeah. I mean, whenever a big celebrity or a big name like that just gives up on life, it's mind-boggling. It's crazy. So, and yeah, glad you brought that up because, like, you know, my wife even said like these times are even more serious because of the simple fact that a big celebrity, a person who you think got it all and got everything situated, a happy life, great career, uh, wife, kids, everything, A to Z. You never know what could happen that's deeper that they're going through. So it's just even more tragic because other people that's still going through these depression stages of their life look at that and give themselves more reason to commit suicide or whatever the case may be.
Did they ever say what happened?
I man, I didn't read too much into it, but I just saw like the rough Instagram feed, and they just said that he passed, and his wife, of course, want the time to kind of reflect with with their family and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to add to that was that like don't let that don't let that bother you to a point where you want to give up too, because my wife made a statement. It was just like this time is even more worrisome for these people because they're still going through these depression stages, and they look at that and like he got everything going on for himself. That's what we see, and gives him that pushed in the wrong direction, and kind of makes them look at it like it's okay to just give up. But we don't know what the case is with Twitch. Uh, Man, rest in peace to him, and just we just hope for the best for the family and all that. So yeah, I just want to state that too, that like just don't give up. I mean it's yeah, it's tough times. I mean, yeah.
So I wanted to share a story too as well, um, about the late Robin Williams. When he passed away, it I actually had a memory with the guy.
Mm.
I met him one time, long time ago, back in the '90s. You remember that toy store that closed down? I mean, I'm gonna say it was Toys R Us,
Mm-hmm.
right? They went bankrupt, but I used to go shop there when I was a kid. And it was like 10, 11 years old, and I saw him in an aisle. He was looking at the GI Joe. It's Christmas time, and I was excited, man. And I was with one of my neighbors, and I ran over to the other aisle, and I said, hey, I think I see Robin Williams. And he was like, what? And we just walked over there, and he looked at me, and I was like, oh shit. I was like starstruck, I was the first celebrity I ever seen in my life. And then I looked at him. I said, Mr. Williams. And then he just kind of ignored me. He just kept looking at his thing. And I was like, uh, Mr. Mr. Robin Williams? And he looked at me, and he didn't look at me yet. He just looked straight, and then he just took a little sigh. You can kind of tell, like, it's one of those things where he goes, and he looked at me, he said, yo, what's up, homie? And I just like, I started giggling. I just ran off right after that, man. And that was during the time when he had just shot the film Good Will Hunting.
Mm.
And it's kind of ironic because the man played a psychiatrist, a professor,
Right.
in that movie, and his whole face was all during that time. He had a whole white hair and white beard and everything. I think it was part of the role, but he won an Academy Award for that movie.
Mm.
But that's one of my all-time favorites too as well. And when he passed away, it it really resonated with me because the way that he carried himself that day, like just to please that little boy that he saw, he had to go back into character, and he was going through some things probably. He's lived a long and depressed life, apparently. And I think he got diagnosed with like Parkinson's and some other stuff, but they found out something later on about him, but I'm not too sure about it. I can't speak on it, but it just tells you as a person, like, he's an entertainer, and you couldn't see that coming, when he committed suicide. And yeah, I mean, think about all the roles that he did. He did Miss Doubtfire, Jumanji, um, Flubber.
He was huge
Yeah,
in our kid
yeah,
life, you know.
yeah. When we were growing up, he was big, and to have him go away like that, I mean, it was really it took the community by surprise, and it's just you just never know really. I mean, he always felt the need to entertain, and deep down inside, he was suffering too as well. You know, and yeah, just rest in peace to both of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we wanted to touch it a little bit more deeper on this about how to kind of hopefully touch someone that you know, um, in a better way to kind of get a better understanding of what they're going through in a sense, and really check in with them. So that's what episode 2 here is about. Hopefully, trying to get in touch with that person who is going through it, and learning how to tiptoe and kind of slowly get there, and get dive deeper into your loved ones around you. So
How do you supposed to um, identify a person that's just sad versus depressed?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I mean, I would just check in with them and just try to carry a good conversation with them, like really dive in and just kick back with them, and talk, about everything in a
It's
sense, you know.
I mean, when you think about it, right? When we see our friends today, I mean, everyone's always busy with their families, and the only time that we actually see each other is like family functions or baby showers, right? And even if you go to the bar, I mean, you really don't bring up anything personal. Everyone's trying to just kind of grab a drink and trying to forget. That's why we gotta go out, right? But the ones that are staying home, I mean, even the ones going out, you just can't even identify half the
No,
time.
you can't, and I I try to myself talk to as many close friends as I can. Yeah, but like you said, we going through this life, and we trying to pay our bills, and advance our careers or whatever, and it's just we get sidetracked on just enjoying life, and learning to just celebrate life every day. And that's like one of the things that I cherish with my friends, is that when we grew up, after losing so many friends, we always wonder like, all right, yo, let's go out, let's go do this or that. If it's a see one thing like with my friends, it's like I feel like when it comes to like birthdays, I want to celebrate them. You know what I'm saying? That's a special day. It's your birthday. It's like we want to celebrate you. So me and the boys always like, oh, it's his birthday. Let's take him out. But usually they'll be like, nah, it's just another day. It's just like it's just don't they feel like this burden that they don't want us to celebrate them and do all this and that for them, and it's just such a burden for us to do. So they just always tell us like, nah, it's just another day. Let's just chill. It don't even matter. But going back to it, it's just like we got to be better with that, and just like learn to celebrate life. So when we go out before, I always brought up like they always be like, so what we celebrating? What we going out for? Like shit, let's just celebrate this, just celebrate life. You know what I'm saying? And indulge in that, indulge in our friendships, and celebrate us. Because yeah, I mean, that's one thing we can give to ourselves, is celebrate our boy's birthday, our friend's birthday. But at the same time, it's just like as we grow older in life, like we run through all these tragic episodes of suicide or whatever it may be, we just got to learn to celebrate the small ones. You know what I'm saying? Just a regular birthday. It's like we don't even celebrate that enough. So that's why I just feel like try to do that more.
As much as I agree that we should invite them to come out, but the people that are feeling depressed, they they kind of have social anxiety sometimes, and they don't really want to address this, or they don't want to go out to see anybody because, you know, I mean, why is it that you think that people are depressed nowadays?
Well, just with life, man. I mean, life comes at you, you know, when it, like they say, when it rains, it pours, and people take that to heart so dearly and deeply, they don't know how to get out of it. They don't know how to just brush it off and move on, in a sense. When they're getting hit with this and that and left and right, it just keeps coming. It doesn't stop. So at the same time, when you check in with one of your friends, loved ones, whatever it may be, you know, have those times where you can actually vent about stuff. Because I feel like venting is definitely something we all need to do. You know, we can't keep things inside because at the end of the day, it'll snowball and then you'll probably explode. And that's never a good sign of anything because you just can't control all that pain or whatever it may be. That's that sadness, that pain, that headache of whatever it may be, career, love, relationships, whatever. You know, so learn to tackle these situations head on while they're still small, and just learn to talk about it. And I think eventually you'll end up just learning how to brush these things off easier because you're talking about it more with someone too, and learning a better understanding of maybe how to deal with it. You know, and it's another case, like, just to say that it's so hard for people to do. So, like, I mean, I rarely get together with like one-on-ones. Like, there's a few friends that I do just one-on-one have lunch with, and it's just, you know, it's just rare that we even get that time anymore. So, I mean, yeah, we just got to pick up that phone call because, like, man, I have so many friends that even if we text, they're so busy, like they don't even get back to me like weeks later. So it's just like, you know, just trying to check in more, and just be more, you know, aggressive towards that, and learning to just have a good conversation. If not, you can't take lunches and stuff like that. So just learning to just get on the phone and talk to your peoples more often. So yeah, man. I mean, it's tough. Just another big celebrity passed like last week too. Suicide, gunshot to the head. Dave and Buster's owner, the big Dave and Buster's what is it, entertainment place?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. 70 years old, just decided to give up and put one in the in the dome. So I was mind blown with that too. You know. Uh, so yeah, I mean, it's just like it could be anyone. You know. So just learn to take the time and just call somebody or text somebody.
What
Be
do you,
more persistent with it.
besides recommending calling people, your friends and stuff like that, right? Sometimes, let's be real, right? Some people don't really give that good advice, right? And that's why sometimes people don't even bother, calling anybody because, the thing about it, right? I think so. You asked me last time if I would share my depression story, and I I, I didn't want to share it. It's because it was very hard to talk about. But you know, I was in and out of depression for almost 7 years,
Hmm.
and I couldn't recognize it at first, but I would mask things up by keeping myself busy, right? Um, and like, say for instance, watching TV, right? Or trying to read a book or listen to an audiobook or just distract myself, right? But the thing about it is that when you when you're in depression, you do a lot of self-reflecting. You start to look back at your life, and you start to realize that you wish you made these decisions, or and this anger that you carry, it's you can't explain it. You start having very negative thoughts, and all you try to do is distract yourself. But that's the thing about the society that we grow up in now. We have that option to try to distract ourselves in TV, video games, watching YouTube, and then we don't take that time to emotionally process how we're feeling, you know? And when someone told me to go see a therapist, I kind of just like, nah, I mean, what am I going to share with a therapist that won't get me in trouble? You know, I lived a very complicated life, and a lot of them I feel like wouldn't understand. But the thing about that is, if you never ever give it a chance, then how would you ever know? You know, I mean, it's like you, it's like dating, right? You know, we got to shop around type of thing. And the thing is that I'm a very impatient person, so you tell me to squeeze this 1 hour with this therapist, right? That I've been trying to look for that I never came across yet. I'll just get frustrated because they're just like right now. I tried to go see a psychiatrist for medication and stuff like that, and as soon as the half an hour is up, you know, they just oh, gotta go, and then you just kind of like, man, them. They don't give a fuck about us. You know, they're on the clock, and they don't have compassion. They don't have the empathy that we need.
Something genuine, you know. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah. I mean, like I just wanna say like just letting it out or just talking about things that's tough in your life at the moment to some person, any person, is I believe will lift some stuff off your shoulders in a sense, even though they're not. So one of my friends taking he has a therapist too, and when he talks to them, he's just like they really don't say nothing. They just sit there and listen to you. So that's kind of like the main objective I feel like of what their job entitles. Like they just want to let you get this thing out of your system, and then if you want, have something like a solution for it. But sometimes, more or less, maybe particularly women, I feel like they just need to let it out, and they just need you to listen and understand, in a sense, and hear them. So I mean, that I think that might be the same case for most people when it comes to therapy.
it's the same with men too.
Probably.
Like I feel like a lot of people, um, if you reach out to your friends or something like that, the first instinct is for them to try to give you advice, right? But that's not the case. Sometimes people just need to be heard and listen,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. And they, I'm not saying that they mess up, that their intentions are good, but they really need to just say, stop saying, "Oh, it'll pass." It's, you know, the reason why people feel hopeless is because they again and again and again and again get shot down.
It's not passing.
They try so many times. It's not like people don't try. Like they're trying to live up to people's expectations, right? Finding a good career, you know, finding something that they could be proud of, identify with, right? But most of the time, they try and they try, but really, it's just human nature to feel failures because we see so much success around us. We compare ourselves with other people, you know, and that's it's inevitable. We don't try to compare ourselves with other people, but subconsciously we do it. Say for instance, right? You're big, I'm small. You're tall, I'm short. It's automatic. You can't help but notice these things. This person is successful in what they do. You failed in what you attempted that they did. You go to the gym, you're the small guy, there's a big guy. It's just the way the brain functions. And we use that to try to either one, motivate us, right, to do or be better, which was, that was the, I guess, that's what throughout history we we learn from admiring others and being inspired by seeing others do well, right? But then some of us, we try and we try and we try again and we still don't succeed, and it brings us back down to feel inferior, and for those to feel superior. It's just human nature, and we kind of need to stop thinking like that, comparing ourselves with other people. you know, and that's something we call ego. And I learned that this past weekend during the funeral. You know, we buried my cousin, and we had the most beautiful funeral because this is the first time I actually spoke up at a funeral, and I told myself that I couldn't walk out of that funeral knowing that I didn't say anything. I felt like a coward, you know, but other people inspired me to step up and share, you know, and I realized that all that hate that I had in my life, I wouldn't say the word hate, more like angry towards certain individuals, you know, what was it for really? It was a defense mechanism where I wanted to put a wall up so I couldn't be hurt again because my intuition, my experiences told me that never again am I gonna let somebody do that to me. Fuck them, cut them off. I don't need none of that energy in my life. But really, all that hate that I had bottled up, or that anger that I had, you know, kept to myself, it killed me. It made me this very bitter person secretly. Like I didn't say it out loud, but that was causing, or it added to my depression.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been sober for since Christmas. You know, that's almost 3 weeks now, and you know, I haven't had a happy moment as much as I tried to. I quit everything, and I'm trying to reset my mind and my brain and let go. And it's so early to say that I let go, but after that funeral, after I spoke and I was vulnerable, I haven't cried in front of people before. So it was a very big deal for me. And when they showered me with all this love after that, I wanted it to stop. I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to having people run up to me and give me a hug, you know? And I felt like a little kid and like a little child all over again. But at the same time, I never knew I had love like that. And it felt good. And people started to text me, and they're just telling me that, you know, me speaking out like that really helped, you know? And it became a domino effect. Everyone started to step up after that and started speaking uh, about my cousin after that and sharing their stories. And, you know, it was really, it was a very good ceremony. You know, it's something that I've had in that room that day. I can almost promise you, I've probably been to the most funerals out of everybody in that day, over 20 funerals. And every single time I left the funeral, I always felt like a coward because I never shared my story with the individual that passed. And, you know, I just told myself never again, you know. I'm going to do my very best to share this message with people and saying it's not okay. You know, we just can't sweep it on the rug and saying that's over. No, it's not over. We have to continue to live, to have their memory live on, you know, through our actions of what we do. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of you, man. I mean, it takes a lot to yeah, a lot of courage to, especially you get in front of people and speak because it's not natural for anyone to do that.
Oh, public speaking is.
Oh
I
yeah,
had
they have a
I had
class for that,
anxiety.
you know.
I never took it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's definitely tough, and you know I commend you for getting there
Thank you, man.
and doing that, man. That's what's up. But yeah, like it takes like these small actions. Some people would think like it's so easy to do, but I mean, I haven't got a hug from my mom since one of my first friends died, Joe. When Joe passed, I didn't know what to do. When I saw my mom, I just gave her a hug. I don't remember getting a hug from my mom. You know, it's small things like that since I was a kid, probably. You know what I'm saying? And it was just
Man, his energy really, you felt it when he came into the room, you know, and you know when he passed, you know, I was so sad is because, you know, he just on my birthday we went to Walmart and he just we were blazed, like, but he just filled up the shop. We filled up the shopping cart, and then he just paid for paid for everything in my shopping cart, And I was just like, man, you don't have to do that. He said, nah, man, happy birthday.
Yeah,
And I was just, that's the type of character that he was.
yeah, yeah. It didn't matter about the the amount or whatever. He just want to do something good for himself to make him feel happy that he's spreading some love
Always
to
lit
the
up the room.
homie or something.
That man always lit up the room when he came in
Yeah.
with his Vietnamese accent.
He also lit up the room with his shoes.
Mm. Yes, yes,
He was a big boy,
yeah.
so he got some big feet. And I remember like, man, his feet were like we be out playing all day, like we just be chilling and walking around Chinatown or playing basketball, everything. I remember one night we came back to the house and was just chilling. We blazed, and man, once we started, we got into the house. It was about to play some cards and just chill. It was a weekend, and I just remember my brother was going off like, what the, like the smell. Like I was like, and come to think of it, he's a big boy, so it made sense. Like all that sweat got down to his feet, and like once man, he always had a thing with his feet. Man, he had to do some. He needs some damn baking soda, some powder on that thing or something. But yeah, that's funny.
You need to change the socks, man.
Yeah, but we be out all day though, like all day,
Yeah.
and we just be chilling. So it kind of makes sense. But yeah, man, R.I.P. to him, man. He was a great friend of mine. Always put his hand
Great
out
friend of mine,
first before anything, and always down to help anybody and everyone around him, like strangers, old ladies, old people. We were surrounded by a lot of old people because we kind of grew up running around Chinatown. So we always looked out for everyone like that in a sense, and he was the first for sure. Always wanting to step in line for anybody that was like getting picked on or whatever the case may be. Just looked wrong, He was that dude, stand up guy, But yeah, man, miss you, Joe. But yeah, it's just it's just tough, man, when you have people pass. So sad to say we both went through too many funerals, and with this is the reason we're here too. We just trying to give somebody that little extra courage just to talk to their loved ones, and dive a little deeper, even though you life is, you're going through all this already. So when it comes to dealing with your personal loved ones and stuff like that, try to just tune in a little bit more to that, please.
But how do we get them to even get on board, man? Because a lot of people, they just like, nah, I'm good.
Man, they could start by saying, man, I just listened to the show, and I want to dive a little deeper with what you got going on with yourself. Is everything okay? If it's not, like, what's really going on with you? I just want to know. I just want to know that you're okay, sincerely, because I care for you. I got love for you. I want to see you doing better. We haven't checked in for a while, so I just want to let it rip like that. Just, I don't know how else to be. We can't kind of tiptoe, because like the more serious you get in these conversations, they should respect the realness coming out of it, and where you're coming from, because it's coming from a good place. They want to see you doing good. So yeah, do that for your loved ones, your friends, your good friends on your favorites list, your favorites list on your phone. Just scroll up and down that, and just whenever you got that little extra 15-minute ride, hit them up. But like, I got a little quick little 15 minutes. I just want to call, haven't talked to you for a minute. Just check in with you, see what's up with you, crack a couple jokes, of course, and, trying to live vicariously through each other's stories in a sense, and see what's really going on. Because, yeah, man, we going through a lot of stuff with life and all this and that. We trying to take care of our careers and our loved ones, our spouses and our kids, So 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it may be. It means a lot, because that's another thing that a psychologist or a therapist talked about. Like when it comes to suicide, like they were saying, they were preaching how much this little phone call could be and mean to a person that is going through it. And like I said, just jump off the bat and just tell them straight up, like, you know, it's been a while. How you doing? You know, I missed you. Been a minute. Ain't nobody been going, you know, ain't nobody been hanging out lately. So I got this little 10, 15 minutes, you know, before I step into the house and deal with that. Just want to check in with you and see how you doing, you know? And it's all love. Yeah, man. So we need to do that more for sure.
I feel like I don't want to blame society or whatever it is, but you know, our parents, you know, majority of people, I mean, especially in the Asian culture, right? We tell our kids to stay away from bad people, right? And they judge people because, you know, of their poverty or you know, or their success, and they only tell us to follow success and stay clear from all the negative people, right? And you know, just right now, right? You can walk up to anybody. This is where I'm not saying my depression, but this is why I stay clear from a lot of people. Is because, you know, the first thing people do is when you meet somebody, right? They judge you. I mean, it's just automatic. It's because, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh, and the second thing they ask you is, what you do for work?
I hate that shit.
Right? And then right off the bat, they're just so quick to basically try to see what type of use you can make for them, right?
Yep.
And then it'll decide what type of respect they'll give you the next 10 to 15 minutes, or even if they'll give you another minute of their time as soon as they figure out, oh, you a dime a dozen, or you're useless to me.
Networking, man. They're trying to network with you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's so fucked up, man.
Yeah, you got to know your situation. I was just talking to my sister yesterday about this. Like, that's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
Like, when we go out, we're trying to have a good time and forget about work and career and all that. I feel like we need to dive deeper into what else makes us happy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of, like they say, a lot of people's careers right now, they're not happy doing it. They're getting it for the check. So they get so wrapped up into like networking and stuff like that. And
it's obvious, man. Please. It's like we see through that bullshit, you know?
I'm like, yo, let's like what else you like to do? You know, what you like to do for fun? In a sense, let's talk about that. Let's talk about whatever it may be besides work. You know, and that, like I said, that's one of my pet peeves because I just feel like I'm trying to escape work right now. I'm not. I don't want to think about that. You know, I want to talk about other stuff. I want to joke and laugh about nonchalant, random things, not just that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for a different time. I feel like you got to know the right time and right place.
So what do people talk about
like
then?
Networking and stuff.
What are they supposed to talk about when they first meet you?
I mean, hobbies. What you like to do?
Like long walks on the beach.
Yeah, you know, candlelight dinners with your boo. You know, I don't know. Like, I mean, for guys, I mean, more often than not, you could talk about sports, gaming. You know,
ooh,
women.
Here's the thing about sports. I gotta say something about sports. I love sports, right? But what I realized over time is that it brings the ugliness out of people, man. It's like it brings the ugliness, and we just try to hit them where it hurts every single time we see. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say the enemy, the rival. You know, I mean, imagine the debate. There was the Raiders and the Niners for a minute, right? And, I mean, we can go back and forth about this all day.
Man,
but at the same time, it's like.
I mean, I'm always up for a healthy conversation. You know, a good debate. It doesn't have to be like to a point where we about to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like people take it too far. I mean, it's entertainment. At the end of the day, we're supposed to entertain each other with these conversations because we're watching an entertainment show. So it's like when people take it too deep and too personal and they want to start fighting, it's because they got nothing else good to say. It's like, well, why can't we just have a good, healthy debate about shit and just not?
I don't even think it's worth debating on when you really think about it, because I think we're being sold and sucked into other people's success, right? I mean, Steph Curry didn't do nothing for me. Why am I rocking his jersey, right? Let's just say Tom Brady or whomever it is, you know?
Well, for one, I mean, I was a Raiders fan, born and raised in Oakland. Growing up, the Raiders was my team. That's home is where the heart is. You know what I'm saying? So when you travel far, and you be like, so what's your team? You got, you know, because when you have a conversation, it's like, oh, the Raiders. You know, of course, because That's where my community is. That's where all my loved ones are. That's why I rock with the Raiders, because they're in my community, and more often than not, they're showing a lot of love to that community.
Are you still a Raiders fan right now?
No,
What
because
happened?
they left, and they're not supporting my community
So
anymore.
it used to be a we, and now it's just them.
Yeah, it's a them. But a lot of the town folks that I know, they still loyal to that
To
team.
the jersey.
But at the end of the day, that's them. I respect it. All of my friends still are Raiders fans, but
Yeah.
it's just me. I look at it differently. I look at it as business and entertainment. I'm not gonna spend my money on Raiders clothes anymore or gear because they're not spending their money with my community. They're in Vegas right now, so they're spending their money with them, which is all good, But like I said, home is where the heart is. So East Bay, Bay Area, Raiders fans, if they were here, then yeah. But like I said, that's why like Niners, like you said, Curry, he's not doing anything for you, but he's actually doing stuff for the community that is really great and positive. A lot, like over the hill type of things. But
I'm just speaking in general,
Yeah.
me personally, you know what I'm saying? But
Right, I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
yeah, I look at
I'm
it
still
as
a
a
fan
whole.
when I watch him play, but I'm saying just the psychology behind it, right? We're kind of being brainwashed in a sense to say that we are them, right? When they're the basketball team, we are the fans, but we group themselves with them. And when we talk, we use pronouns like we. But as soon as they lose, we say they fucked up. Right? We automatically
I
separate.
don't.
No,
I
I'm
don't.
saying no. I'm not saying. Just
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people do this.
Right,
It's
right.
very normal. It's just
Yeah.
human. Like this is the way it is. Like people distance themselves as soon as they lose, and then they be like, "These motherfuckers," because they put a lot of money in the game. I don't. I
Man,
get
you about to be putting a lot of money in that jar too.
it. I'm the one editing this shit, so yeah, no, I'm just.
But yeah, man. I mean, like that's.
But
it
you
is.
get what I'm saying, right? I mean, it's just the psychology of people. We want to group ourselves with people that we have no relationship with, zero, right? But because we want to be proud of something, right? We're brainwashed into believing that we really matter, but
No, we do.
no, we matter because we put money in their pockets,
Yeah,
and we
we
sell
do.
out tickets,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. That's what we mean by we matter. But when they win the
It's a
championship,
business, yeah, I mean,
what
at
do
the
we
end of the
do?
day.
We throw a parade, we spend more money on them, and then next year they disappoint us. And then we get it brings. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've just seen more of. I'm not trying to be negative, but I've just seen a lot of brawls. I've seen a lot of fights. I've seen a whole bunch of things go down in stadiums. I'm just like, man, it's just. I don't think people are recognizing the fact that we're fighting over sports and we're getting upset over sports.
Yeah.
And that's just how are we supposed to spread that energy where it's positive for both sides? We can't. That's the thing. We separate ourselves and we create rivals that don't really exist. It fucks with the brain, right? You really think about it. It messes with our brain. And say, for instance, the SF Giants and the LA Dodgers, whatever, I mean, there's a rivalry happening, and every single time they cross paths, they start,
It gets disrespectful.
yeah, it gets really bad.
Yeah.
And but that's just baseball. Just imagine what happens in football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I heard all the war stories. Raiders going to like every division. Like growing up as a Raider fan,
yeah.
like if you was to go to Kansas City or whatever rival division team, it's on site. Like it gets that bad. Like they can't have.
So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is exactly my point. What you're saying is exactly my point.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
It
for sure.
causes a lot of animosity and
Yeah.
drama that's unnecessary. That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I get you.
That's where I'm going
People
with it.
don't
I'm
know how
saying
to
you
take
can
it.
you can support still, right?
Don't get
But
too
you don't-
emotionally involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
We're being caught up in something that we don't really belong to.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for entertainment, but we're saying that we are a part of their gang type
People,
of thing.
Yeah, people
You
don't know
know?
how to separate the two. Like they get their emotions wrapped up into it. That's when it gets
They
bad.
said, "Oh, it
because
brings camaraderie." I'm like, "Yo, it brings drama."
drama, unnecessary
Yeah.
drama. Like I said, healthy, good debates. I'm all for it. I love it. Have a good conversation with your buddy, or even just a stranger, a rival teammate, fan. Talk your shit. Having fun. Enjoy that. But I mean, when it gets disrespectful, Oh man, there's no point for that. There's no point for none of that. You know, you spending all that money going to the game, supporting your team and all that, and you want to go home with a black eye and a freaking hospital note. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, people, it ain't that serious. It's for entertainment. And y'all taking it to the butt cheeks. So it's like it's crazy. So I never got that.
You just saved yourself $3 right there, but
Yeah, you know, we slowly getting it right. So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But yeah, people don't know how to separate their emotions. That's what I'm saying. It's just, um, yeah, you know, you gotta learn to do it. Think logically and emotionally together. It'll be a much peacefuler place. I tell you that. That's how I my bad. I don't want to cut you off, but that's how I like to step into every conversation, every relationship. You know what I'm saying? I told my wife this too. Every relationship, I feel like as long as you step into it emotionally and logically, using your head and your heart, and before you speak to the person you're talking to, uh, I feel like they'll understand it a lot better where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the topic or situation may be, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Try that. Because I feel like that works wonders, man.
I respect the work ethic behind the players that do what they do to get where they're at, you know. But when you really think about the whole overall picture, right? Them as sports players, they're so fixated on one goal and to get that, you know, eyes on the prize type of thing. But can you imagine how many bridges they burned along the way to get to that destination?
Yeah, man.
To basically cut out all these people, cut off all these things, and focus only on themselves to better themselves, right? You know, and when really, I'm not saying all players don't give back to community, but what I'm saying is that you and I ourselves, you know, I mean, how many people have you crossed paths with and you burn bridges and then you, all because you wanted to get to that goal, right? I don't know. I don't know myself either. But that's what we're kind of taught in a sense. Focus on this, stay focused on this, F everything else, right? And then we stop caring for each other. We stop caring for the people around us. We stop being a part of the community and only for ourselves. You know, it's called selfish thinking.
Yeah, I
And then a
mean,
lot of people are selfish, and me myself included. You know, like we stop thinking about other people, and we only focus on ourselves to get to our destination. You know, and we forgot the people along the way. You know, I mean, I haven't done that. Maybe I have. I don't know, but off the top of my head, I mean, I try not to be like that. But I don't even know where I'm getting with this.
well, yeah, I mean, like that's just like what we're talking about with sports. It's just like once you meet somebody and they're off top is a rival to your team, they're automatically a negative person towards you because of that. Like some people can't even switch that and just be whatever. But
How many times have you heard like it's just a game, right? It's just a game,
yeah,
but
yeah,
for
man.
them, it's not.
Yeah, it's no,
It's
it's
life.
life. Yeah,
And is that how we're really supposed to be thinking? Like put all your energy in making money and making it to the top, being the very best. But I tell you, it's very lonely on top, and everybody always says it themselves,
yeah. A
right?
lot of top people have been been giving up on themselves and giving up on life. So it's just all about staying in touch with the human side of yourself and talking to these people like just regular humans, man, and just forget about all that and just learn to just experience and enjoy the air you breathing.
You know, I just wanted to wrap things up with the depression thing, right? Um, what do you how what do you suggest to those that are feeling depressed, and what can they do to take a step forward to not feel that way anymore?
Man, I couldn't possibly know what deep depression would feel like. I mean, I've been through stages of
Sadness.
darkness and stuff like that, sadness.
And what did you end up doing? Did you distract yourself, or did you sit there and really think things through and let that emotion just marinate for a second and really self-reflect and learn how to pull yourself
I
out of it?
I I have a group chat with my siblings,
Oh,
so
interesting.
the last time I did that, I I'm really big with family. My family is my everything. So if they're doing bad, I want to know, and I want to be able to try to find a way for them to be doing better. If whatever the case may be. So, but yeah, I was going through some stuff, whatever it was, and I was just like sad, and I just brought it up to my siblings. And I was just
Can you
like,
be more specific?
I mean, I was just going through some stuff. So, um, and I was
Was it
sad.
work related? Was it relationship? Was it
It's just everything in like career wise, relationship, everything. So, um, yeah, I was just bummed. I was just sad, I guess, and I was like, so how can I approach a person that's going through so and so, so and so? That's why I asked my family, my sisters and my brother, and yeah,
you
they,
spoke about it like a third person, like it wasn't you?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then I was just trying to see what their advice would be to this type of person, and maybe I could take it myself. So I just kind of wanted it fresh. I didn't want any bias or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just kind of wanted to kind of trick them in a sense and just give them the raw advice, and I just took it as it is. But like in closing too, like I wanted to try something too with this episode and see where it takes us. But they say listening to music is one of the best things you could possibly do when you're in a bad, sad place. I mean, that's how most music is made in a sense too, with breakups and all that heartache,
Oh
whatever
man, that's tough,
relationship.
man. Because when you you listen to the wrong song, it's back to square one all
Yeah,
over again.
yeah. So I mean,
Listen to that
please,
Sam
like,
Smith, right?
set up that good vibe music. You know what I'm saying? That those good vibes. That's and this song was kind of like,
What song? What song would that be
so
for good vibes?
my buddy just had a Instagram story post, and I really enjoyed the song because it was a nostalgic song. Like it brought me back to a good time and place where I could just chill out,
Mm.
smoke a cigarette with the homie or something, and just vibe. It just brought me like reminiscing of back in the day. Like it was just fun and happy time. So they said like listening to at least 3 to 5 tracks while you're in a bad place, it'll automatically flip your brain into going back to this happy place in
Mm.
a sense. So I would recommend trying it and see how it goes. I mean, what's the worst that can
No,
happen?
I like that.
You're just listening to music. At the end of the day, music brings everybody together. It's a happy place in a sense. A concert that you and your boys, your friends, your homegirls went to that y'all just had a blast that night. Just keep that on the playlist and save that for those times where you're kind of going through it and you need that lift, that extra, boost to get you back right. You know what I'm saying? On the right path of just knowing that it's gonna be all right. And you're gonna hit these bumps and potholes on the way down the road. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. And I wanted to try it with you and just bump this song and just let it play and just I wanted to do it in the beginning though, so it can kind of bring us to this like cool place, and then
Go ahead. Let me hear that. Let me hear that track right now.
but we could just do it
I have it.
when we close after you want to say whatever. I
Okay.
don't know.
Well, I just wanted to say the simple fact of smiling, even if it was a fake smile. When you walk up to anybody throughout the day, just a simple. Somebody at the funeral told me a simple hi to somebody can actually change the whole dynamic of their day. If you were the first person to say that,
Mm.
you
Yeah,
know, and,
I feel
and,
that.
and just even if you can't smile, you even pretend to fake smile, like whatever. Like I told you, the last 2-3 weeks I've been fake smiling this whole time, but it really generally feels like it wants to come out. You know, I'm just waiting for that good laugh, for it to actually to happen. But I feel better. Me being diagnosed with ADHD, I have a lower dopamine level than your typical neurotypical brain, and I need a stimulant to increase the dopamine levels up to make me happy, you can say, or more focused, right? But I don't want to depend on that. you know. I just really want to be me, and I understand that it's going to take some time. I mean, I'm almost 3 weeks in right now, you know. So my wife is just so proud of me that I was able to be able to finally, thank you, to be able to do that first time in I don't know how many years, man.
Yeah,
But
man, it's a long fucking journey for you, man. I'm
yeah,
proud of you, brother. For real. I
yeah,
mean, he's been down for like 7 years, in
yeah.
and out of trying to be this person or whatever it may be. But like, yeah, I mean, he just finally was able to talk to, you know,
My family,
yeah.
yeah,
So
my wife's side, and even my own family.
even your own
Even my
family.
own family, they finally, I came out to them too, and I was just telling them my story for the first time. They've never heard it before, and you know, they just they gave me a hug, and I started crying, you know, and I didn't know how to take it because it was just unexpected, and you know, when you get an unexpected hug when you're feeling down, it's it's it feels so uncomfortable because, but then you realize that when you cry in the brain, it's actually releasing dopamine.
I was just thinking, like, I think tears are a beautiful thing. Like those tears kind of let go of that pain or that pressure that was building up inside your body. Maybe
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just guessing,
No, for sure,
but
one thousand
I feel
percent.
like those tears are a beautiful thing to a point where it releases that dopamine or whatever it
Yeah,
may be. Those pain tears or happy tears, whatever it is. It's a good feeling to just let it out your system. Maybe like a little detox. Maybe I don't know, but I would say, like I said, tears are a beautiful thing. Don't be scared to just let it out, let it go, because it kind of just lets you know, like your body is just letting go of that thing or whatever it may be. For men, I mean, for the most part, I feel like women cry for a lot more reasons. They're more emotional, so
I mean, why do you
but
think that women cry more than men?
because they're more emotional.
How do you know that men just don't hide the fact that they cry more?
Well, it's well, I don't know.
They
I
just,
can't,
I they
I
feel like
can't.
I think that they openly cry more, if anything.
Well, like I said, I mean, like with men and women, from what I've listened to or whatever, they said that men and women's brains work differently. So like doctors had done this research and proven that when they gave the same test to a man, the woman's brain is working like 10 times as harder on the same subject than
The same stimuli that they showed in the
to a
yeah,
man.
yeah.
The man was just really simple, really logical. That's why we're logical creatures, and that's why they
Wait,
say
man, we're gonna lose the
women.
audience again.
that's
Stop calling each other creatures.
that's
You know, somebody,
Homo sapiens,
some
aliens of this earth.
a
You
girl
know.
reached out to me and she texted me. I can't believe Carter just called us creatures. I was like, I
I
said,
mean, I look at the first time I saw my mom's green card, and it said alien. I was blown away. I was like, "What
Mom,
the?
you an alien?
You an alien?" I was like a little kid. I was just looking. I was like, am I reading this right? They calling you an alien? No, that's so disrespectful. I'm like, you don't look like no damn creature on freaking Independence Day. You know what I'm saying? I was mind boggling. I was like, oh, in actuality, we're
And the green
aliens
card ain't even green.
on Earth. Yeah, it's not. No, you know, yeah, it's not.
But you know what? I totally forgot about something. Talking about depression again.
Yeah,
There was new information
right.
in the last five months.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put in the description box. This is very important, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
For the people that are trying to suppress their depression through medication, there's something out there called SSRIs. That stands for Selective Serotonin Reuptake Inhibitors, right? So everyone, I mean, if you drop E, you know what serotonin is, right? It's the happiness thing that releases from our brain. That's what they kind of, you know, pitch to us, right? So guess what? The doctors for 30 to 40 years got it all wrong. SSRIs do not work for depression. They said that they had thought that there was some type of, I guess, correlation or whatnot, or with serotonin being the reason why people are depressed. Which I'm not saying if it doesn't work that doesn't work, because technically for some people it does make us happy, right? But that doesn't cure depression. Depression and serotonin are two different things. They did the research, and publicly in the UK, not in America yet, they apologized, and they said, "Yo, we got it wrong. We messed up. We're sorry." There's a lot more research to go, but there's actual research saying that they debunked it. And for those who have been taking SSRIs for quite some time, you should. I'm not saying taper off of it, but you should talk to a physician about what I'm saying, and then decide whether you want to move forward or find other alternatives to correct the situation. This is a big deal. It's because think about it. We trust these guys in the white lab coats, for all this time, because they put on this persona that, oh, you trust me. I'm one of the less than 1% of the world of doctors, and I know better, right? But they make mistakes too. I was doing a lot of research recently, and they said that there was like I don't know, as high as 10% fuck-ups inside the hospitals daily, man.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, and
Nobody.
this is something that we should be aware of. It's like they're feeding us these SSRIs, saying that this is help you out with depression. I myself took an SSRI back then. They prescribed it to me back in 2019. During that time, man, that 72 days that I did not sleep, it led to depression, like severe. Now chronic depression. My whole body. I was thinking about. I was sleeping 2-3 hours a night, and I took these SSRIs only to not know that I have restless leg syndrome. Restless leg syndrome is Willis-Ekborn disease. It's when your body, at nighttime, your feet starts kicking around, and you feel restless, and you feel like something's crawling all over you, or you're on an airplane and you feel like you have to get up and you move around type of thing, or sometimes you even sit in the back of the classroom, to just to move, or the movie theater. I've been doing this all my life. Like, I thought that this was a part of ADHD, but I had restless leg syndrome undiagnosed until I found out that SSRIs made me suicidal. I had suicidal thoughts. I did not know that, and this is something that I want to make clear, that restless leg syndrome is really, really high. There's like at least 10 to 12, I think 12% to 15% of people in America that have it that don't know that they have it. So you might want to check it out. I just told you these symptoms that I had. There's like 4 or 5 that meets the criteria. They don't. You can't do no blood work for it. It's just basically only and I couldn't even explain it myself until I finally looked it up. So I'll leave a couple links in the description box below so you guys can look into it. Tell your doctors that you might have this. They said that it has something to do with magnesium deficiency or iron deficiency and whatnot. But they give Parkinson disease medication, which is a dopamine inhibitor, right? Basically, it makes you more happy, I guess. Not happy, I don't know. But I haven't tried it yet, but I don't want to lead to something called augmentation. Augmentation is what we call tolerance, right? But augmentation is basically over time, the medication doesn't work as strong as it used to, and you need more, and you need to up the dosage, right? And then it could become critical. It could become who knows, deadly. I'm not no. You know what? I'm not even gonna spread any fake news or fear, but it could cause harm to the body. So that's just something I want people to be aware of. That if you have restless leg syndrome and you take SSRIs like I did, you will have suicidal thoughts. You would want, like, when I mean by suicidal thoughts, I was planning on it, like, I was calling people, man, like saying my goodbyes type of business, but not really saying it like directly. I just wanted to call them just to say hi, and I was planning out my daughter's birthdays. Like, I was going to plant gifts for her, every year for her to open up, and my unborn daughter during that time. But these are the type of things that we need to understand, that I'm not telling you not to trust your doctor, but it's human error. we're putting our trust into all these pharmaceutical industries, right? And there's that 95 percentile that they have to pass to get FDA approved and all that stuff like that, but there's still that 5% that they're still able to fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, don't be scared to ask questions.
You know?
You should do your own due diligence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But this is something for everyone to look into. You know, I'm gonna leave the links in the description box. I'm gonna leave the research, and you guys read it up yourself. You know, but I can't break it down because I'm not a doctor or whatever and stuff. I'm just a Vietnamese dude drinking coffee on a podcast that's trying to spread awareness. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. We're trying to get a PhD in awareness. That's what we're trying to do. So, I mean, it only comes with time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're doing right now. We're doing the research. We're trying to get it right. We're trying to give you guys the best
to our knowledge
facts that we could possibly come up with, and just
no fake news here, man.
Taking a step forward in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys know, but I'm trying to study to be a life coach and all that.
Yes, I was so happy when you had
get better knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Not just be talking out my butt cheeks or whatever it is.
No, you're not though, man.
But just do myself some.
So I was asking Carter. I said, Carter, why do you want to be a life coach or be licensed?
Certified. It's not licensed.
Oh, it's a certified.
It's a certification that a PhD doctor in psychology gives you a certification and say, we taught you this, and this, so we certify you. So that's backed by the PhD doctor. So it's just giving more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Just giving more knowledge about the subject at hand. So
yeah, but you blew my mind when you told me it was gonna cost you $5,000 to go.
So that's why I don't have a certification yet. So I'm still shopping around.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys know any,
that's a big ticket for me right now. I wouldn't want to do it, but
any programs that you could recommend him and stuff like that, too, that'd be great. We're all open to listen.
Yeah, and I study a little differently, so I need to be more hands on in a classroom setting. So
same here.
I would love to just pick up a book and read it. But my brain just doesn't function like that. I'll flip a page and forget exactly what I just read. So, but I just need to be more indulged and dive in the classroom
and be able to engage and ask questions, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm looking for something like that. Maybe a community college or something maybe might give that to me. But so far, what I see is that certain life coaches and they provide a health coach package as well. So that's really good too, because at the end of the day, we do need to be more healthy with ourselves and with our mentality for sure. So that's two key goals to
speaking about health,
succeeding in life. Hopefully,
you ready for some more new news, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah. What's up with the Tylenol, man? That's what you about to get at. Yeah, man.
There we go.
Get at that. That's probably part 2. I don't know. We kind of passed our limit right here, so I don't know how you want to do it.
It's just a edit. That's it.
Okay.
It's just a cut.
But yeah.
Should we do it again? Hey, everybody. No,
it's up to you. No, I just thought that we wanted to do like an hour. That's what I was going to say. Maybe we could do that for part 2.
What do you mean, shoot that next time?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you.
I know, man. This message needs to be out fast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we give them the intro.
Well, yeah, you about to watch Hollywood Magic right now. We're about to cut.